about 6:30 and everything is completely saturated, man. It rained all night long. Fortunately, we were in the hammock, so it stayed pretty dry. Did have woke up a couple times, had something try to wander into camp, had to yell at it, get it away. Good times. All this wood is completely saturated. I did have enough foresight because it's Washington, right? So it's gonna rain. Put just enough wood underneath, help keep that dry. So we're gonna get a fire going, and then cook up some breakfast, and we'll start doing some more exploring. Alright, so got everything picked up, so we're gonna pick up and we're gonna do some exploring. Now yesterday, if you remember, we went over in this direction and looked at the river, and I know that there's a road somewhere, I don't know, maybe half a mile or so this way, but we haven't done any exploring except to get wood over in this area. So I don't have a map. I can't use a map to find our way back, and I need to be able to find our way back. So I'm going to show you here in a second. I will break over and look at the kit I'm going to use, and then the techniques that we're going to use to actually be able to move out with some confidence out into some place we've never been before. We got to make sure we can get back, right? We have to make sure we can get back. You don't want to do anything foolish. So hope you enjoy it, and we'll get to it, and then we'll do the most important thing when you're out here camping at the end. Right, so this is it. This is the kit that we're going to use today. I got 2 orange range flags, and they measure about 18 by 18, and I just made them myself. You can see they're soaking wet. Just putting little grommets in. I got a Brunton TrueArc 10 base plate. I'm going to use pen and paper, and then I got a couple small pieces of cordage. And with this, I should be able to make it out quite a ways and have some good confidence working our way back. if you want to know more about any of the gear that I'm using, check down in the description. You'll find a link over to my Amazon influencer page. Alright, so my declination is already set to 15.5 degrees. But since I'm not using a map, it doesn't really matter because I'm not going back and forth at all. So when I look down, I'm looking out ahead of me. And I think we're just going to move off in this direction, which appears to be... I'm going to call it 180 degrees due south, man. So using a base plate compass is super easy if you've never used one before. You just keep red in the shed and then you can follow along on your line of travel. And of course, the last thing you want to do before you step out, just take some copious notes. So we're moving off. We'll call this starting point Bole. And we're going to move off at 180 degrees. As I just made it out, only about 50 yards right now. As you can see, I'll turn this around. And it's starting to get pretty thick, and so the reason I stopped here is I know if I go any further I'm not going to be able to see. Zoom in shot, you can see the old hammy. Right, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move just on the other side of this because I know if I make it back here I can see the campsite, and that's all what it's all about, is being able to see where it is that you're going. So I'm going to move out, I see a good tree about 10 more yards in front of me, and we'll get this going. You know, as I move out, you know, I set in azimuth, but you kind of have to be careful because, you know, you're moving in and around obstacles, and so you want to make sure that you're cognizant of the fact, because some people will naturally lean in a direction or another to move around obstacles. You just kind of drift naturally. So if you find yourself and you're able, move to the left around one obstacle, move to the right around another. It's not science, so don't get all worked up or bent out of shape. Alright, so if I move much further away, I'm not going to be able to see the range flag. The good thing is this little this little mound top is a good steering mark for me. I know if I get a range flag on anywhere around here, I can make it right back to where I'm standing, and I can see the range flag out in front of me. But I wouldn't want to get too far away from this mound itself. That's going to be no bueno. So I'm going to look around for a tree, and we'll get this last one hung up, and then we'll explore off a little bit more. Well, looking around to see which direction I want to move, I'm feeling a little limited if I hang a range flag up here. So I think I'm going to go up to this next spur and hang one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little drawing from where we started to what this mound looks like as it relates to this other spur over here. So we're going to head off to that spur, and we'll get this other range flag done up there, and we'll do some more exploring. I may have to redraw my map. I started to run out of room, I think. It's all good. Alright, so just made it up over on top of the spur. You can see down over on the other side is a little mound we were on. I can see the spur taking shape, leading back around over this way, which would be towards the north. You got the river towards the west. I got a nice big open area out in front of me, and then of course this spur drops off and then dumps back down into the river. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple copious notes. I'm going to redraw my map so I can reduce the scale a little bit, and then we will hang up a range flag and head off. I think explore off that way. All right, so I started to redo my map and zoomed out a little bit, and I know that mound is exactly about 270 degrees, 260, 270 degrees. So that's west. And I think we're gonna hang a flag somewhere in this area, and then explore off to the east a little bit, so we can get this guy hung up. Oh my goodness, would you take a look at this? Man, we got some elk sign. How awesome is that? That's a lot of sign. Maybe that's what was moving around the camp. Man, this really is a good day. I hear them. I see their sign, and I see what they're doing up here. Look at that bad boy. That's what they love to eat right there. Mm. So, look at our map. We know that placed a range flag out, and then we moved over. It's gonna be to this general area right here is where we stopped. I can tell that this spur does move around in this direction, so I'm gonna finish drawing what I do know. Sounds like that river probably starts to bend around this way. I see a little bit of daylight busting through into the valley, so we know it's somewhere over here. So I think this is about what we're looking like right now, with where we started from, our camp spot, moving down, hitting the mound, coming over onto the spur, and then kind of race down over to right here. Over in this, I don't know what exactly that looks like. Obviously I know that there's the mountain breaking up over here, but everything else I need to leave blank because it's an unknown. So from here I have a couple options. I can work back to range to the flag Bravo, which is what we're going to do because I want my flag back, and then from Bravo we'll talk about what we can do from there based off of everything that we know. Alright, so now that we picked up range flag Bravo, I got two options. The first one, we can move over to the mound site so that we can see range flag Alpha, or we could just move to range flag Alpha. Now how am I going to do this? From Alpha, from Bravo to Alpha, the good thing is I have some natural steering marks that are pushing me in my direction, which is, you know, this little draw that cuts down in between the spur and the mound. You know, I know that that's going to keep me moving in the right direction. So I think that's what we're going to do. You know, and speaking of steering marks, that's basically what we did here, right? We used our range flags as man-made steering marks, and instead of shooting to them, we were able to shoot back to where we started from. You see what I'm saying? Man, it's such an easy trick. Now, along the way, you know, drawing a map comes in handy for a couple of reasons. Maybe I want to come back to this spot because I wanted to hunt. Maybe I had a cabin here. Maybe I am trying to find where the game is moving and where their trails are and things of this nature. Maybe I want to look for some other resources, whether it's edible mushrooms or berries or other wildlife that could be out here. So you want to make sure that you draw a detailed map of what it is that you're going through, so that way you can also work yourself back to where you started from. That's another key way. You know, I didn't need to leave steering marks along the route. I could have just drawn a map and made my way back. Maybe it's taken a little bit longer and a little bit slower of a process, But leaving steering marks, especially if you're just starting to venture off, if you're just trying to start to master your craft, is an easy way to put some safety and security into you so that you're not accepting risk where you don't need to. Cool little snail. So from here, right, pull out my map that we made. We knew that we shot 180 degrees. Let me double check. Measure twice, cut once, right? So 180 degrees, and it was 60 yards. So what we're gonna do, I can do two things. I can shoot 0, or I can shoot my back azimuth. I know it sounds weird the way I said that, but I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Right, so I could shoot an azimuth of 0 degrees and then just keep red in the shed and follow my line of travel marker. But if I had 180 degrees still on my line of travel, and you can do this as you move out as well, you can simply rotate your compass around, and now I can keep red in the shed, but I'm looking backwards. So in this case, I would still follow my line of travel, but my line of travel is back here. I want to move in this direction. All right, well, I guess we made it back, man. This is awesome. It's super simple, super easy to do. Just take copious notes along the way as you're moving out, and make sure that you're thinking about what it is that you're doing before you do it. And you can put this in your kit bag. It's totally easy. I spent maybe $6 on material to make my range flags. You can make as many as you want. You don't even have to use range flags. You use anything that has a stark contrast with the environment that you're around. And so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on some future content. As always, you stay stoked. Let's get this thing picked up. Leave no trace. Man, I hope you all enjoyed it. Until then, stay stoked.